Hello there. Hi, and how are you doing? It's day 16 of 21 days of prayer and fasting. I was going to talk about something, and the Lord definitely had me make a hard left. I just feel such a burden to share this, so I know that this is for somebody. If you are at the midnight hour, you're transitioning from a time of sowing to reaping, and you can feel that it's harvest time. You're on the brink of harvest time. You're at the midnight hour. You can feel the enemy is not happy about it, right? You're like right there. Do not get distracted at your midnight hour. Don't let off. Don't look to your left or to your right. Like, lean in. Now is not the time to lean back. It's time to lean in. It's time to get more tenacious than you've ever been. Stay focused. Stay vigilant. Pray in the spirit. Like do it on steroids. That is what I feel the Lord is pressing in on today. Because why did you sow as much as you did? Why did you? Your time has come. Your labor is not in vain. So here's the thing. So Joshua, I think it's chapter 3. The Lord led me to this. I actually don't even remember why, and it was this morning. It's pretty crazy. So the story of the Israelites, and they were just getting ready to cross over the Jordan River. There's something to be said about, like, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? When you're in that midnight hour and you're getting ready for breakthrough, you're getting ready for your next pillar of glory. You're getting ready. That thing that you've been holding on to, that you've been standing your ground on that promise from God, and you can feel it in your spirit. It's business as usual, but on steroids, right? Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to have your heads in the cloud and be like, oh, that must mean I have to look for confirmation for every single next move and all this. No, stay level-headed, but stay vigilant and of sober mind. But continue to just do the next right thing and trust the God inside of you, okay? Because the night before, Joshua and the Israelites, everybody was getting ready for the next morning, for the big day. After all this time, they were getting ready to cross over the Jordan River into the promised land, finally. And you can imagine how much they had to fight against being so, just all the things. This was supposed to be an 11-day trip, and now it's taken 40 years, and now they are finally getting ready to arrive to their destination. And so they were preparing. They were using their common sense and relying on the wisdom that the Lord gave them, and still leaving margin for God to lead the way. So the next morning, the Lord instructed Joshua to tell the Israelites, okay, you're going to take one leader from each tribe. So Joshua told the Israelites, when you step, as soon as you step into the water, it's go time. It's on like Donkey Kong. It's go time. And told them, don't be afraid. It's gonna look crazy, but don't be afraid. It's me, and I'm using you. They are going to know that I am their God by what I'm about to do. And I love this part so very much, because the Lord was so intentional about allowing this to happen. Talk about, like, these things that we say all the time, like, God, it's not my timing, it's God's timing. But we say these things because there's truth to it. And the Lord allowed this to happen, like this to happen, when this is happening, for such a time as this. because it was more unlikely. This was during the springtime. As a result, the Jordan River was overflowing. It was a time of harvest. It was really a time of harvest in the natural, but also in the spiritual. It was a time of harvest, and the river was overflowing, which made for pretty tumultuous traveling conditions, if not impossible and discouraging. You know what, like you got to be somewhere and all of a sudden there's like a horrible, like, you know, we're in the East Coast, we're in New England, Massachusetts, like you can't really go anywhere if it's like a state of emergency or a snowstorm or something like that. And so the Lord allowed it to happen that way so that his glory and his doing would be that much more magnified. And so I hope I'm not because there was so much good stuff this morning in such a way. I really, really, really love that about the Bible, how you could read your Bible in the same verse literally a million different ways, and the Lord will speak to you like as if you just read it for the first time. And anyways, the next morning, Joshua told the Israelites, this is what's going to happen. I want you to stop. The Lord is so specific. Oh, they could see in the distance, the waters were overflowing, and out near, they could see far off into the town of Adam. So like they could see far off from Worcester to Boston. And they could see how there was like heaps of water just like going crazy up in this one area, and simultaneously drying up where they were, making a way for them to lead all of Israel across the river. And that's exactly what they did, because they were so in tune and they remained vigilant until they got there. Don't take your eyes off of the Lord until you get there, right? Then you can celebrate. But like, don't get so distracted and start celebrating ahead of time, and you know, like, stay vigilant. There's a time for everything under the sun, but you are almost there, and you need to understand the magnitude of that. And so, had it have been that they got distracted again or discouraged, they may not have it. They may not have made it. And I don't know. I feel like this is. I feel like this is for someone. I know it's for me. And just be ready to take. Even the morning of, even at that last hour, they had a plan the night before. But the morning of, the Lord said to Joshua, this is what we're going to do. The morning of. So, like, do you know how close that is? Like, you're ready to go. Your bags are packed. You're getting ready to walk out the door. Keys, wallet, phone, you got everything. And the morning of, the Lord actually gave Joshua and the most important part of the blueprint. This is what's going to happen. Because had he had not been so sensitive to the direction of the Lord and missed what he said, it's extremely possible that they could have went to the river, saw the conditions, and in their humanness started humaning and didn't check themselves and ended up wrecking themselves because they just said, oh my God, maybe, you know, this doesn't make sense. I know the Lord told us to go this way, but he wouldn't have us go through this type of situation where it's dangerous. situation where it's dangerous. It's a state of emergency. There's absolutely no way that we can cross this thing. Let's wait till tomorrow or whatever. You know what I mean? But that wasn't God's plan. The whole thing is that he gets the glory out of these things, out of these signs, wonders, and miracles, out of these very unlikely situations. He allows it to go so far so that people could see, whoa, this is God. God has been here. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I think it's amazing. And I hope you got something from it. Because I definitely did. We got to leave margin. And you're almost there. You're almost there. And when you get there, ooh, you are going to celebrate. Oh, and here's another thing. Side note. Water runs dry, voice men. Couldn't get it out of my head as I'm like going through this over and over again. I'm like, what? Alright. So are you guys like, you guys in reading the book of Joshua too? I don't know. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. And don't forget to get dressed before you get dressed. It's okay to look cute, but definitely don't leave the house without your full armor of God. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.